Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Steelers could cut Russell Wilson if Justin Fields outplays him in offseason, claims exec. The Pittsburgh Steelers struggled on offense throughout the season. They made the playoffs as a wild card team last year, but the formula they used was quite unusual. They would regularly fail to put points on the board through the first 3 quarters while depending on their defense to hold the opponents in check. Mike Tomlin's team would find their offense in the 4th quarter, and that was enough to help them get to the postseason. Starting quarterback Kenny Pickett had a difficult time leading the offense, and the Steelers really didn't get consistent offensive production until Pickett got hurt and Mason Rudolph was inserted into the lineup. It appeared that Pickett and Rudolph might battle for the starting job in 2024, but Rudolph signed a free agent contract with the Tennessee Titans, 1 year, $2.87 million, and Pickett was traded to the Philadelphia Eagles. The Steelers wasted no time in acquiring quarterbacks Russell Wilson and Justin Fields to upgrade the roster. Tomlin said Wilson would be the starter in the upcoming season while Fields would serve as the backup. Tomlin explained that a quarterback with Wilson's experience, 10 years with the Seattle Seahawks and 2 years with the Denver Broncos, has a lot to offer as well as proven skills at the position. Fields is coming off 3 seasons with the Chicago Bears, and while he demonstrated incredible athletic ability due to his running ability and arm strength, his lack of consistency has been a major issue. Wilson will man the number 1 spot on the depth chart throughout the offseason work the team does and most likely into training camp. However, Fields will get his opportunities to show off his skills and opportunities. Tomlin has said that Fields will not be shortchanged and he will be able to compete. An NFL executive was recently reported saying that there are no guarantees. If Fields outplays Wilson by a significant manner and earns the QB1 position, the Steelers would not necessarily have to keep Wilson's spot on the roster. Neither Wilson nor Fields is being paid at a premium rate by the Steelers. Wilson signed a 1-year contract that will pay him $1.21 million in 2024, while Fields is in the 4th and final year of his rookie contract that will pay him slightly more than $1.6 million this season. As a result, the Steelers have freedom to do what they want at the position. If either quarterback is badly outplayed by the other and Tomlin senses that having an unhappy quarterback on the roster will cause problems, the Steelers can make any move they want. Ideally, the two will work well together and they will support each other, but there are no guarantees even though both men understand their status at this point in their careers. Steelers HC Mike Tomlin drops truth bomb on what led to Kenny Pickett trade. The highlight of Steel City's free agency revolves around the quarterback position. By acquiring veteran Russell Wilson, the Pittsburgh Steelers shipped away Kenny Pickett to the Philadelphia Eagles in exchange for future draft picks. It seemed like the 2-year QB wanted out too, based on recent reports. After being told that Wilson would be starting, Pickett himself requested a trade. Now, Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin gives a few more details on what led to the end of Pickett's tenure. From his perspective, he felt like a change of scenery would be a good thing, Tomlin said, per ESPN's Brooke Pryor. Obviously, when we felt the trajectory of the business with Chicago moving in the right direction, those dominoes started falling. The head coach also said that he wishes nothing but the best for the former Steelers QB. I won't get into specifics about our conversations, but I am appreciative of his efforts during his time in Pittsburgh and I wish him nothing but the absolute best in Philadelphia. Pickett's tenure in Pittsburgh didn't really go as planned. After Ben Roethlisberger stepped away from the game in 2022, the Steelers needed a replacement, and taking over for Big Ben is no easy task. Selected in the 1st round of that year's draft, Pickett spent his first few games backing up Mitch Trubisky until being named a starter during Week 5. Without going through the numbers, let's just say Pickett hasn't lived up to expectations as an expected franchise QB. His rocky tenure in the past 2 seasons culminated in the said trade, and now he has a chance for a fresh start in Philly. He'll be a backup of course, with Jalen Hurts calling the shots. But Mike Tomlin's mention of a change in scenery could be just what the 25-year-old needs to revitalize his career. After all, some players take more time to grow and develop than others. The Steelers, on the other hand, don't have time to spare. Along with the acquisition of Russell Wilson, Pittsburgh landed Justin Fields in a trade with the Chicago Bears. Tomlin recently picked Wilson as the team's QB1 to start the upcoming season, but he did mention that Fields will be given a chance to compete for the starting position. Along with their new-look quarterback rotation, the Steelers also added to their linebackers. Patrick Queen, who is coming off a Pro Bowl season with the Baltimore Ravens, will be joining the likes of T.J. Watt and Alex Highsmith to bolster Steel City's defense. There's more work to be done, of course. The Steelers let go of Deontay Johnson in a trade with the Carolina Panthers, so the crack in the wideout rotation needs to be patched up. It can be noted that Johnson tallied the second most receiving yards, 717, in 2023 behind George Pickens. Furthermore, the release of Allen Robinson, for cap space purposes, also adds to their WR issue. With the upcoming draft and the rumors surrounding free agent Tyler Boyd, the Steelers are making sure no roster gaps remain come September. Snubbed, Aaron Donald on Pittsburgh Steelers elite edge rusher T.J. Watt's DPOY bids. Pittsburgh Steelers edge rusher T.J. Watt finished in the top 3 of Defensive Player of the Year, DPOY, voting for the 4th time in his career in 2023. The only time Watt managed to take home the award was in 2021, when he had a league-leading 22.5 sacks and 21 tackles for loss. Watt has been a first-team All-Pro selection 4 times in his career. He's been a Pro Bowl selection in every single year of his career outside of his rookie year. Former Los Angeles Rams defensive tackle Aaron Donald, who is widely considered one of the best defensive linemen of all time, explained that he thought Watt should have a few more DPOY trophies. Donald knows what it takes to win DPOY, as he won it 4 times in his 10-year career. There were only 2 years in Donald's career in which he finished outside of the top 5 in DPOY voting. In one of the years in which Donald took home the award, he finished ahead of Pittsburgh Steelers edge rusher T.J. Watt in 2020. Donald finished first and Watt finished second, despite Watt leading the league in sacks with 15. Watt also led the league in tackles for loss in 2020. He had a career-high tackles for loss number with 23. That year, Donald had 13.5 sacks and 14 tackles for loss. While Watt statistically outperformed Donald in 2020, basic defensive stats don't fully encapsulate the impact a defender has on the field. Donald is a defensive tackle who plays on the interior more often than not, which makes getting sacks much harder. Donald attracted a lot of attention from opposing offenses, and it is a lot easier to double-team or even triple-team a player on the interior defensive line. One famous picture that encapsulates Donald's impact on the field is when 4 Miami Dolphins players directed their attention toward him. While Donald may not earn any basic defensive stats on a play like that, the impact of occupying 4 offensive players is unquantifiable. Pittsburgh Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin said Watt's play in 2020 was DPOY-worthy in an article from Sports Illustrated. TJ is visiting from another planet, to be quite honest with you, Tomlin said. He has freakishly unique talent coupled with freakishly unique work habits and mindset, and it produces what you guys witness every week, which in my opinion, is Defensive Player of the Year quality. Cleveland Browns edge rusher Myles Garrett took home the DPOY award in 2023, but many fans felt the award belonged to T.J. Watt. Watt led the NFL in sacks for the 3rd time in his career with 19. And you, fan, what do you think of the situation of Aaron Donald? Leave your opinion in the comments.